Hello, everybody out there in YouTube. This is Jeff again with my second vlog on April 2nd, 2017. Thanks again to Amy Schmidauer for the hashtag SSSV. I can never remember. Veda vlog every day in April. Hashtag SSSVEDA. Yeah, got it out there. So anyway, today's topic is favorite vacation spots. And I'll start with a proviso that my favorite vacation spots are probably really not vacation spots. I say that because Hawaii, specifically Honolulu, was my absolute all-time favorite. We got to spend 2 weeks there over Thanksgiving. It was super cold at home, snowing, and Hawaii really is paradise. So I've got to recommend everybody get there at least once in their life. And it's just not exactly, sometimes budgetary friendly. So everybody should do it once. Budget however you can to get to that point. And my second all-time favorite trip is to Shanghai, China. I got to spend 2 weeks there for work. And if everybody had the opportunity to do that, what a great benefit that is to working. So the 2 weeks I got to spend there, it wasn't all work. It allowed me some time to play. Got to ride the trains around and see things that people just don't get to see. And I would never trade that experience for anything. But again, that's not reality for most people. I was fortunate. And hey, what can I say? Take advantage of it if you can, right? So back to the normal life. We'll talk about my favorite place to go, and that has to be Florida. And I'll start with saying I lived in Fort Myers for a couple of years, and I've learned a lot about Florida from living there, and it's a really good place to go visit, and I think it's well within most people's budgets to get there. But I will say Fort Myers being mostly my favorite, it is the kind of far from home. If I just want to drive down there for a weekend, it's not really feasible. It takes about 18 hours to get to Fort Myers from Ohio. So Fort Myers is a really good place. And you got Sanibel Island. You got Cape Coral over there on the west coast. And the water is not what I call real oceany. It's a little dirtier than on the east side. But anyway, the beaches are still really nice. And it's a great place to visit if you get a chance. Moving south, though, going to Key West is something everybody ought to do. The water is just crystal clear, and the weather is almost perfect, barring any kind of cataclysmic type weather, talking about hurricanes and the such. But the southernmost point in the continental United States is there. The big, I don't know what it's really called, but it's the southernmost point. Everybody gets their picture taken there if they want. And you're only 90 miles to Cuba, by the way. So anyway, that's Key West, and then moving up the East Coast to Homestead and Leisure City and the Miami area. So I have family that lives in Fort Myers and over in Miami area, so it's good to visit there. It gets really hot in Miami, so I guess if you live there, you probably like it. But moving on up the East Coast, you got Titusville, which is where they launch all the rockets. And I actually tried to watch a shuttle launch one time, but they postponed it while I was there, so I didn't get to see it. And incidentally, the one that was on the launch pad was one of the two that got destroyed. I think it was Endeavor. I think it was Endeavor. But I looked at the data when that one, it broke up on reentry, and I looked in NASA's records, and that happened to be the one that was on the launch pad when I was there waiting to see it. And that was kind of surreal, I guess. A sad day for everybody when that happened. So I'm going to skip over Orlando because there's no earthly reason to go to Orlando if you don't have kids. My kids are older, they're out of the house, and I don't see myself taking the grandkids to Orlando anytime soon. So I think anybody who's ever been there could probably take it or leave it, and I'm going to leave it. So anyway, move back across to the West Coast, go to... we're going to go to, I lost my train of thought here. Tampa. Why can't I think of Tampa? Tampa is usually the place I fly into because it's easy and almost every airline flies there. Fort Myers is okay, but it's a little bit scheduling wise, it's more difficult. So anyway, that's the southern portion of Florida. But what I'm going to talk about is my new favorite part of Florida, which is in the Panhandle, specifically Destin, Florida. And I say that because it's the easiest to get to by car from my house. It's really only a 10 to 12 minute, or yeah, I wish it was 10 to 12 minutes, 10 to 12 hours drive time to get to Destin, and it's not very touristy. It's got great beaches, and it's got everything you want to have on a vacation, frankly, and without all the driving to go all the way south. So, and you got Panama City Beach. If you really want touristy, it's there within 30 minutes. And that's going to be probably my favorite place, in Destin, Florida. We've been there twice now, and I recommend it. And so anyway, that concludes my second vlog, and I appreciate anybody giving me feedback. I know yesterday my video, I had my phone turned wrong, and it was kind of weird. It was like the small picture on a big screen. This one should be much better. I think the lighting's better. But I'm curious if you give me feedback on my audio. So I am running through my mixer in my microphone here. And unfortunately, my first attempt using OBS, which I had done before, was an abysmal failure. So anyway, that's it for the day. That's my second vlog, and I appreciate feedback. And click that subscribe button. Appreciate it. Have a great night.